we have got some juicy information here. What is going on, guys? Jack here, and today I'm bringing you an update on the latest chapter for Dead by Daylight, which is chapter 15. PTB starts today. Sadly, I don't have access to it because I only play it on console, but they've just released a forum for the game for the upcoming PTB. We're starting in about 2 hours, I believe. So they've added some notes just to kind of talk about what's getting added, what's getting balanced. They've released one yesterday as part of the dev update that was talking about like toolboxes getting reduced amount of charges, adding breakable walls, which I think is very cool. And it's only going to be available on the new map, but I'll get into detail on that in a second. So we're getting a new killer, new survivor, and new map. As well as those, the balances include like Saboteur having a cooldown, sabotage and hooks doesn't take as long now, but like I said, there is a cooldown. And basically you can't 99 hooks anymore. You can't go away from the sabotage and then come back to it and carry on with it. You have to do it there and then. So I think that's pretty cool. And like I said, toolboxes, you know, if you use it up, you won't lose it. You'll only lose the add-ons if you've got any on there. So it's nice. A couple of things that are getting balanced. Trapper being able to reset his own traps, that kind of thing. I'll post a link down for the forum below so you can have a proper read of it if you haven't done so already. But moving on to today's topic, chapter 15, we've finally got an insight as to what the survivor, killer, and map is. Or map are. I don't know how to word that. So the new survivor we've got is Zarina Cassia. I think I'm saying that right. The new killer we've got is called Deathslinger, which I think sounds really cool, and I guess judging by the trailer with the chain, that really makes a lot of sense. And the map is Dead Dog Saloon, Grave of Glenvale, which sounds amazing. Like, really, I can't wait to see footage of the PTB a little bit later on, and we'll just kind of go through it and then just see what's what, because it sounds really cool. So going through features and content here, so Survivor, Killer, map. Added a high ping indicator to the HUD, displayed when the local ping to the server is above a certain threshold, so basically if it's a good connection or not. Balance, hooks and sabotage, remove skill checks for hook sabotage. Survivors will no longer be able to sabotage a bear trap with a toolbox or the pair saboteur. That was part of the Trapper's sort of, I guess, rework kind of thing, so Trapper's going to be able to reset his traps and, well, not have to worry about losing any traps. That's a good thing. That's something that I think a lot of people have wanted in the game for a while, because if you remove all of Trapper's traps, he's useless. There's nothing really that he can do to add pressure to the game. Toolboxes, items and add-ons. Survivors will no longer be able to sabotage a bear trap with a toolbox. Toolboxes now repair fewer charges of a generator but have a greater speed boost. Double the chance to trigger a skill check when repairing a generator with a toolbox. When a survivor's item reaches 0, they may keep it. That's the charges on it. If they escape with that item, it will be automatically refilled for the next trial. Dropped items with 0 charge behave the same way as items with charges. They can be picked up again later. When a survivor escapes a trial with an item, the item loses its add-ons if there are any on there. Kind of like a killer with their add-ons. Remove the possibility for all splinter offerings to spawn in the blood web. I've never had a splinter offering. I'll be totally honest, I thought they were gone, and disabled those splinter offerings. That's the toolboxes, item and add-ons section of the patch notes. Doctor's getting some changes. Now, I don't know if this is a nerf or if this is a bit of a buff. Really, he doesn't need a buff because he's ridiculously overpowered. With this update the Doctor received in the last mid-chapter, there are now 2 ways to inflict madness: shock therapy and static blast. To make it clearer which is required to increase the survivor's madness level, we are making the following changes. Madness no longer decays passively over time. Shock therapy will add half of a madness level to any survivor's hit, and static blast will add a full madness level to any survivors who are hit. Because, oh my god, he does not need a buff. I swear down, fix him. Just rework him. But I can see why people play as him, because he is very fun to play as. So previously, thresholds for madness tier 1, 2 and 3 were 5, 55 and 105 points respectively. Shock therapy granted 30 points of madness and static blasts granted 50. While outside the terror radius, madness would decay by 0.5 points per second. These thresholds were based on how much passive madness gain the Doctor used to have. Without that mechanic, the madness thresholds can be simplified. The new tiers for madness 1, 2 and 3 are 1, 2 and 3 points respectively. Shock therapy grants 0.5 points of madness and static blast grants 1. There is no passive madness decay. The only way to reduce madness is to snap out of it. And what's good about snap out of it is if you do scream and it stops you doing the snap out of it action, your progress doesn't reset. So that's a good thing, because that was something that was really, really annoying about playing against the Doctor. Previously, the Order add-ons increased the amount of madness inflicted by Static Blast. They are now reduced to Static Blast's cooldown instead. Previously, the Discipline add-ons increased the amount of madness inflicted by Shock Therapy. They now reduce the detonation delay of Shock Therapy instead. That's good, because when he had this rework, there was no delay between the static shock. So this might give you a bit of chance to get a little bit ahead and hopefully not get hit by it. So further add-on changes, the Doctor's madness can be customized by using his Affliction add-ons: Order, Discipline, Calm, Restraint and Obedience. Add-ons of the same type grant similar debuffs, but each one varies slightly in magnitude or madness threshold. The end result was that it was often unclear which add-on did what, and the lower rarity ones often seemed very unappealing in comparison to the higher ones. The Afflictions now has been standardized to be the same across all rarities, only the passive bonus is different. So Illusionary Palettes, which is Order, so Class 1 reduces the cooldown of Static Blast by 2 seconds, Class 2 Class 2 reduces the cooldown of the Static Blast by 4 seconds, and Carter's Notes reduces the cooldown of Static Blast by 6 seconds. The Affliction of Order is used to vary in terms of what madness tier was required to show pallets and how far away from the Doctor's pallets could spawn. These variables are now the same across Order, Class 1, Class 2 and Carter's Notes. Broken pallets may appear to be replaced with illusionary. I can't talk today. Illusionary pallets to persist until approached. A new illusionary pallet is generated at the location of a random broken pallet every 20 seconds. The Doctor shares in his Patient's Madness order to read the auras of illusionary pallets. So that's a good way for Doctor of seeing where you are even when you're not within his terror radius, or you have not got a tier 2 or tier 3 madness. Discipline Class 2 slightly reduces the detonation delay of Shock Therapy by 0.1, I think it's 0.1 second. Class 3 moderately reduces the detonation delay of Shock Therapy, that's 0.2 seconds, and Carter's Notes considerably reduces the detonation delay of Shock Therapy, 0.3 seconds. So again, there's a lot going on here. I'll put on the notes so you can have a proper read of what is coming with the Doctor. And it also works, there's been a bit of a workaround from the Survivor's point of view. So like reverse skill checks, Iridescent King, Electrodes, and then some perks that's mentioned about Saboteur and Ace in the Hole. So if you escape and you have Ace in the Hole and you've got add-ons on your items, you'll keep the add-ons. So that's quite cool. So a couple of bugs that I'm just going to go through. I just dropped my controller. A couple of bugs that we're going to go through now just to kind of gauge what is coming in this patch. Fixed an issue that caused the spectator to be unable to switch roles. I don't think I've ever encountered that one. Fixed an issue that prevented starting a match in custom game where there is a spectator. Fixed an issue that caused the Doctor to have his view partially blocked by the survivor's body for a brief moment when performing an attack while carrying a survivor. Fixed an issue that caused players to be unable to select the ready option when returning to the custom game lobby. Fixed an issue that caused the blood drops from failing, healing a skill check while asleep to pass through certain ground tiles and an elevated tile. Fixed an issue that caused the blood web VFX to be missing from the screen when a survivor is affected by deep wounds from borrowed time. Fixed an issue that caused the prompt text to be missing upon leveling up in the bloodbed menu. Fixed an issue that caused the killer to jitter erratically when moving the cursor after interrupting a survivor vaulting over a pallet. There's a lot of issues. There's a couple of map specific ones. Treatment Theatre fixed an issue in the long shower room that caused the hatch not to allow survivors to open it with a key. Fixed an issue that displayed a floating book next to a desk. I've seen that one, I've encountered that one, and I was laughing at it maniacally for some reason. Fixed a collision issue on the ceiling in the Treatment Theatre. Fixed the SFX on some tall grass when walking on them inside Backwater Swamp. Fixed an issue that allows survivors to use dead hard to get onto tyres near a crane. There is a one here. Fixed an issue that allows survivors to go through the ground near the gas pumps. I've been on that one a number of times, and you can clearly see on the map there's like a grid of texture that should be there, but it's not there. A couple of cosmetic fixes, texture to the Spirit's bandages, textures on the Doctor's bat. There was an issue with the Huntress's mask, like sort of going through her neck. There was an issue with the clown's Mr. Puddle's disembodied head, where I think it was just a graphic issue. It doesn't really specify what it is here. Audio, an issue that caused the wrong language to be displayed when viewing the results screen. I've seen that one. An issue with a superfluous grunt. And then there's a couple of things with head-ons, and Zarina's voiceover is Yui's voice at the moment. So it was kind of like when Yui came out, I think it was Meg's voice that they used for Yui. So I guess that's until they finalise the voice for the character. So that's cool. That's really cool. So that's the best thing about it being PTB, is they don't really have to necessarily worry about getting it perfect, because it is public test beta. It's just there to say, here's what we've released. It's still a work in progress. Just let us know what you think. Simple as. Yeah, those are pretty cool patch notes for the chapter. I'm hoping to do a video later on today, or when they release the trailer for the Death Slinger. I'm thinking that's right. Yes, it is what I was saying. So just stay tuned for that. This video is going to go up today, and then hopefully this next one will go up either later on today or it'll be tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching, and as I say, I'll put the notes for the forum in below, so be sure to check them out. And if you haven't done so already, like, comment, subscribe. I hate to be that guy, but it's got to be done. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.